Home. I don't know why the mic keeps like the bar over here keeps going up like there's sound going in even when I'm not talking. I hope everything sounds all right. All right. Okay. So the new fusion is finally here. We got to do some live arena real quick, and then we can do it or go through it, anyways. Yeah. What with all the shit, all the fucking pop-ups. How do you get two edicts? You want to call it edicts gun deer from Dark Souls. M6 star dogs here. Want to call it edicts gun deer from Dark Souls. M6. Okay, no, that's scary. Now I ain't got my tank. Maybe I ought to start throwing dude in it. Talk about wrecking somebody. That's a good first match. They count me as a viewer if I have my own stream. Oh, we're gonna be fighting the Hatter on this one. I've never went up against him in live arena. plus ones. I don't have any plus ones in this account. On main, it's like all plus fours. It's on the free flip. Not expecting to hit that one. They must not have good gear. You have too. We're off to a good start on both sides. Let's get rid of Baron. I think that's Baron. Quality man much to marry. She's probably my favorite character, her and Loki in my free play. Got a lot of support, but she ain't got no damage. I don't really have any heal, so if I had any type of healing, I'd have that. I still may win, I don't know. Lion Marys. Now we're gonna have to deal with the Armons. How did that kill it? That perimeter still does damage. He left too. Everybody leaving. This is a scary fight right here. He's got over double my combat. How am I supposed to stand a chance against this? I gotta get some of my Legos leveled up to 16. Get these, get our lava reach chest down. We can go through the fusion plant. Oh, bullshit. Damn. Oh, I did it on that one. It's okay. Fucking Chiefs. Fabian's good and all, but he just when he came out, a lot of people were saying he's like the next Armand. Dude, no, Armand's a whole level. Fabian's good on that first turn, but after that first turn, he just, I mean, everything's 50-50 with him, whereas Armand, it's like guaranteed right out the gate. Frosty, got rid of, I can't remember his name. Let's see if he bans Mullins. Oh, he's got a kid back. That's gonna suck to go against. We're gonna have to. We gotta ban theirs. Yeah, that gives Max gonna be an issue if I can get out of the way before he goes. Yeah, 18 motherfucker. What happened? Jess, I'm not free to play before my main. That sucks. My main is just not open up. It's here. I don't know what I've done wrong with my carry or what. It's sucking. Gizmek, he's one of those, like, if you know top champions. Very deceiving. You don't see him getting banned very much in front of him. He's a force to be reckoned with. Okay, what are you yelling at? And embarrassed. Don't you get 5 turns of the block back? That's the skills. just got on here. Like not even 8 minutes ago. Back and win this. That's crazy. It is possible if we can control the mausoleum mage for them. That's hilarious. By all means, he should avoid that fight. 4 out of 5 on the first heat. Not bad, not bad. Watch me only get like 1 out of the next 5. Ooh, focus. It's the same dude again. All that shit, Armand. Why did Skeletor get picked? stuck with your other thing. You did even worse. That time. Just if you're going to outspeed me. Obviously. Now he's going to probably flop. What? Solid number, really? Oh, never seen a lady in it. And interest. That's anyways. Let's look at this new view. All the rewards. Get all clear throat. Sound like a fucking sandpaper right on top of it. Desert's mom, Crockhead throat with stalks it. The desert's deadliest predator prowls the sand. July 28th, August 11th. Prepare to fuse Crockhead the throat ripper and unleash a feral might on your foes. Hunters first found and extract staining blood, followed the carcasses of fallen hounds in the bull elephant shadow carcass. Born of iron, the stark experiments unleashed on the dunes. Crockhead answers to no master. What about Packmaster? Save the one who earned his respect for that. Oh, I guess that's right. Plan your schedule and make sure to add Crockhead to your pack. So from today, July 28th, until Thursday, July 30th, you get 5 fragments from the Dragon Tournament. From today until August 1st, Friday, you get 10 from Champion Training. Dungeon Divers coincides on Wednesday and Thursday. So Wednesday and Thursday, I would hold off on your Dragon Tournament until Wednesday and do it that day. Champion Training, you can do that now, I guess. Gear enhancement, just save up your money from the Dragon Tournament. It starts Wednesday night and lasts until Saturday midday. Also, the Ice Golem Tournament starts, there's a little crossover between Thursday and the Ice Golem and Friday, so you can use Dragon Tournament and Ice Golem Tournament to get your Dungeon Divers practice. Now, starting Friday, we have a Summoning Rush worth 15. Definitely want to do that one. You have Arena Tournament for 5 tokens Friday night until Monday morning. And then from Sunday, August 3rd, until mid-Thursday, August 7th, you have another Champion Trainer Tournament, but you get 10 bonus tokens if you do all of that. You also have a Spider Tournament that overlaps the second Dungeon Divers event. That it's Monday, August 4th until Thursday, August 7th. So I would do my Dungeon Divers 2 during the Spider Tournament and use the money that you get from the Spider Tournament to do gear enhancements. And then finally, on August 7th, there's August 6th that night, there's a third Dungeon Diver event, but you can do the Fire Night Tournament for that Dungeon Divers. And then use the money for that to do the third gear enhancement event with a second champion chase with 25 total fragments and then a classic arena. This one seems to be fairly lenient. You technically could skip the entire last tournament in one of these top tournaments up here and still have enough to do. So if you've got a lot of shards, definitely go for the champion chase. But what I personally probably will do, Dragon Tournament, that's this first one, mixed with the Champion Training and Dungeon Divers, that'd be 20. I would do the arena ones, obviously. That's going to be 30 with both of them. If you have the silver to do it, I'm going to do all 3 of the gear enhancements. That'd give me 45. I don't know if I'll probably skip the second Dungeon Divers unless the Spider Tournament just happens to give me a bunch of points. And I may skip I may skip this first champion training tournament and then make it up with the second champion training tournament and just go all in and get that double point there. Yeah. This looks like a pretty lenient fusion, to be honest. Let's see, what's this kid exactly? See, I think he's an orc. Probably gonna well bit and get this bundle right here. Normally the fusion bundles are pretty good. They time it out to give you what you need when you need it for the most part. And no, it's generally not enough to do the entire fusion, but it is enough to get a good head start on the events. Where's the index? Or let's see, where is he? There he is. Wow. I will say, out of all the hounds, this one is probably my favorite design. Holy cow, his starting attack is going to be 1729. That's a really good base attack, like really good. And he has a 15% and 63% crit rate and crit damage, respectively. Now, he's definitely on the squishier end with 14,700 HP, 870 defense, base 100 speed, which is standard. That's a, he's already got a review. 5 in campaign and 0 everywhere else. How did somebody get a review in on this guy? Like, how did that happen? Anywho, Z1 attacks all enemies. This attack deals single target damage to each target individually rather than AoE. Really good for Hydra. That way they don't get that damage mitigation from the AoE attacks. We'll also ignore all reflect damage, buffs, and effects, ally protection buffs and effects, and pain link debuffs. So maybe in Chimera, this attack also deals double damage when counterattacking if the Packmaster Shaik is on the team. If these last few legendaries that they've released, like Cheshire Cat and Chapo or anything to go off of, this A1 is going to snap. A2, Festering Jaw. Attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on enemies under 2 or more debuffs, and has a 75% chance 100 when booked of placing a leech and a big boy weekend in turns. These debuffs cannot be resisted if the Packmaster is on the team. While yes, he is bringing 2 debuffs, it comes after the attack, the way that this reads out. So I don't think he's going to get that extra hit off of his skill alone, so you won't need somebody with him, but I do believe Packmaster can put out 2 debuffs. And now his third skill, the Dominant Predator, attacks 1 enemy and ignore half of the target's defense, as well as Lock Barrier and Poison Cloud. And again, made for Hydra. And effects that redirect attacks, damage, or debuffs to another target. Repeats this attack once if Packmaster Shaik is on the team. Well, since Packmaster was originally meant for Hydra, of course this dude would be meant for Hydra. I mean, that makes sense. Passively, Primal Ambition increases this champion's attack by 5% when killing an enemy or decapitating a Hydra at up to 25%. Increases this champion's attack by 10% whenever if Packmaster is on the team, up to 50%. So what's half of 1,700? What'd that be? 850? Dude, if Packmaster is on the team, his passive could bring his attack up to 2,500. You put gear on him, you might be able to hit like 10k attack. Not with gear alone, but like with the passive in battle, maybe more. And then you add some increased attack on it, you're liable to get up to 14 or 1,500, or sorry, 14 or 15,000 attack with everything working properly. Instantly activates the Dominant Predator skill, which is A3, against the Hydra head whenever an ally is devoured if Packmaster is on the team. Since they have this coming in on a passive, I do assume that it's going to hit really hard, especially since it's a single target. And then finally, increases ally attack in all battles by 30%. Yeah, this dude's gonna smack an Hydra if you have Packmaster. If you don't have him, I don't really know if he's worth going for, but they did say that they're going to do an event for everybody to get the new Packmaster. Yeah, not new Packmaster, but to get Packmaster. And in case anybody needs a reminder on what Packmaster actually does, I have one here. It's a +1. His reviews are shit, like literal dog shit, or hound shit, should I say. He's an HP champion. It's A1, 50% chance, 71 book of putting a big boy decreased defense and teams up with all hounds. And yes, they did add Froghat, the Throat Ripper, into the list of hounds that will join. So his A1 is an ally attack if you've got hounds on the team, which I don't really see a use case for any of the hounds other than Froghat and Hydra. But regardless, that's awesome. His A2 removes all debuff from the champion and heals them by half of their HP. Then puts a shield on the champion for 2 turns. Right, the shield is equal to any surplus heal. The shield buff cannot be removed, stolen, transferred if at least one of the hounds are on the same team. Finally, puts a taunt and a 30% reflect damage on the champion for 2 turns, and it cannot be removed, stolen, or transferred if at least one of the hounds are on the same team. So it comes out protected. So you get a protected taunt and reflect damage and shield as long as Froghat's on the team with him. So Froghat does make this dude to where he can't have his buff stripped. And then A3 fills the turn meter of all allies, has an 8% chance of placing block buffs on all enemies for 2 turns. This debuff cannot be resisted if at least one of the hounds are on the team. Well, it's considered a hound. Terrorbeast, Dormask, Houndsmite, Health Bank, Fellhound, Stitch Beast, and Croak. So yeah, none of these are really worth bringing, but Froghat definitely is going to make this champion usable. And then finally on the passive, when attacked, places a hex on the attack for 1 turn, and allies deal ally attacks on the target, and ally attacks on targets under a hex debuff placed by the champion deal 20% more damage. When this champion is attacked, all ally hounds will counterattack. So he is putting out hexes fairly reliably, and he does put out the block buffs on everybody. So there's your 2 debuffs to make Froghat get that double hit. And then he has the 90% feel and all that. Yeah, I'm not crazy about his kit, no. But I do think that with Froghat on the team with him, definitely worth going for. And I think we're going to see some crazy damage numbers out of Froghat and Hydra. Pretty forgiving fusion to do. And it finally gives us a use case for Froghat. So yeah, I'm going for him. If you don't already have Packmaster, and we don't really know what the event's going to be for them to be able to get Packmaster, but they have talked about doing an event for everybody that missed out last year to get him. If those are the circumstances, I do recommend going for him. But if that's not the circumstances, if you don't plan on getting Packmaster, I don't know that the throat cutter dude is actually worth going for on his own. I mean, I'm sure he'll deal pretty good damage, and it wouldn't hurt to have him. But you really need Shyak to make him usable. I wouldn't say usable, but to make him worth the resources required in a fusion. Either way, I will be going for him. And if anyone needs any help figuring out the most optimal way to do the fusion, leave me a comment below. I can do a more detailed video mapping everything out like in more context. But as the time being, it seems very forgiving. Like you can skip what, like 5 of the events and still get it. That's very forgiving for me. So y'all have a great night, and I'll see you with the order.